All right.
man.
Show it to me. Show it to me. Whip it out, Graham. Show it to me. I want to see it.
What do you want to see?
I want to see it. You know what I want.
What you really, really want?
Hit me with it, Spice Girl.
Well, let me load it first.
Yeah, you got to prep it, and you got to get it all nice and packed.
Yes. Exactly.
I want to see this big triumphant bastard.
Actually, I'm not going to pack it because I need filters before I do. Anyway, this...
Show it to me. Oh, look at that. That's a nice looking bong.
This is Illugi.
Get your mind out of the gutters, listeners. He just got a new bong. And for those who are only listening and can't see this magnificent piece of art, it is what looks like turquoise in what material would you say that is? That all wood and just painted?
Ceramic.
So we have ceramic. Is it wood in the middle?
Yep. It's a wood handle.
Wood handle. So he's got some nice hardwood as he strokes it.
This is a smooth ceramic. So they wanted something that you could really grip, when you're pulling on it.
Pulling a nice big hit.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Exactly.
That is pretty.
Can you pause the recording? I need to grab filters. I forgot to grab those.
You are killing me, Smalls. I'll entertain the folks.
Hold on.
All right. Well, while Graham grows and does whatever the fuck Graham does, he's gone. We knew him hardly. Welcome to this week's episode of Drunk Thoughts and High Opinions. I, of course, am the present one who's decided to continue the show going. I am your Drunk Thoughts, Corey Rokes. Co-hosting with me is my good buddy, Graham. Why don't you tell the folks who you are?
I am Graham. I smoke weed. Professionally.
You've been paid to smoke weed?
I have been paid to smoke weed one time, so technically I am a professionally.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, by definition.
By definition, I technically have smoked weed professionally, so that makes me a professional weed smoker.
I want to hear this story. Please tell me it's an interesting one.
Not really.
Well, then you need to invent something that's a lot cooler on the fly.
All right, so when I was in France, we're hanging out at my friend's place, and this is where my friend Joseph. And so, mind you, I think I told you a little bit about this before. My friend Joseph lived alone in good old France, and I'm just looking around for a lighter here. Good God, if I don't have one in here, I'm going to kill myself.
You are so ill-prepared.
I know, right? I thought
I'm going to need you to get your shit together. This is a new year, new Drunk Thoughts and High Opinions, Graham, and you're fucking it up.
Yeah.
Plus, it's you. How do you not have a lighter?
I thought I had one in my pocket.
Christmas.
Yeah, I am missing the essential thing. Beer.
All right,
BRB.
you go do that. I'll vamp for a little bit more. While Graham goes and gets a lighter and he's a fucking sieve, I will tell the folks I am drinking this evening a Leinenkugel's Berry Weiss, brought to you by the good shores of Wisconsin, the good folks in Wisconsin. Where the fuck are they? Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. Leinenkugel's Berry Weiss, a natural berry flavor and blackberry juice beer. It's 4.7%, so it's a little on the lighter side. So I'm going to be putting them back pretty hard tonight. But it is a very fruity and light beer that I am very much enjoying. So I definitely recommend the Leinekugel Berry Weiss, Graham, if you haven't tried it.
Leinekugel Weiss. All right.
You want to try that again?
No, I already
forgot.
What the fuck
did you just say?
I already forgot what I said.
Leinenweiss Berry Kugel.
Leinenweiss Berry Kugel.
Leinenkugel.
Leinenkugel.
Berry Weiss.
Sure.
It is a beer. See, look. It's a beer.
Berry Weiss. Very cool.
Yeah. You've had like summer shandy. I've given you summer shandy.
Sure.
Leinekugel's summer shandy. It's their summer like lemonade beer. Very refreshing. This is their winter holiday beer, and it is also very refreshing and delicious. So I will be putting it back tonight, sir.
Well, that sounds good. And next time I get the opportunity, I'm going to look it up. And
You're
that's
going
a
to forget in like
Stedniewski
the next
promise.
10 minutes.
That is a Stedniewski guarantee that I'm going to look it up if I remember it.
So no, you won't look it up.
So I will not look it up.
No. You're going to forget in the next 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they're off. You can do better than that. Show me the choke on that. That looks like it's got a cool like acorn or something on it.
Yeah,
so is it a leaf? Turn it. Oh,
it's a leaf.
It's a leaf. It's a pot leaf.
It is a pot leaf.
That is so adorable.
Yeah, right? Aw, the filter. Anyway.
What, did you smoke the filter?
No, the filter just fell out. I had to get a new one. So
it's a good thing you left me hanging in the show to go grab more filters.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
tell us about Joseph in France.
So I'm hanging out with my friend Joseph, not Joseph.
It's a hard J. I think it's
a hard J. It's a hard J. And
like
yeah. And we're hanging out. This is where I have my weed stored. And he gets a call from his friend. And he knows that since I've been hanging out with him, Joseph has started smoking more weed. And so his friend now knows, oh man, Joseph has been smoking a lot of weed. He needs to know about this. Just conveniently, I happen to be hanging out with him. So Joseph gets a call. His friend is on the other line. He's like, hey man, you got to come down here. There's a dispensary opening up. This is right after the passing of the decriminalization of marijuana in France, which happened close to the end of my time there. And basically they took it down from, it was a 400 euro fine to have any possession of cannabis and potential jail time if you were found with it. Actually, definite jail time, $400 fine, just flat upwards from there. And basically,
don't you mean francs? Don't they have francs?
No,
as the
they don't.
domination?
Not for like 30 years or so.
Well, fuck me. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. So, or at least 15. But anyway, because Macron basically came in and said, okay, we're gonna make it a €1 fine, and it just gets taken away. €1 fine, it's not a big deal or anything. So there was a place that was opening up. It was kind of like a shady place, but pretty like nice for a shady business. And it was it actually kind of looked like what like newer dispensaries look like in like Canada. The ones you've been to that are like super fancy on the inside kind of look like a spaceship. This is the first time I ever went into a dispensary that looked like that. That
kind of looks like an Apple store for those who have not lived in Canada and been to a dispensary. It kind of looks like the Bizarro Apple store, like
the Genius Bar in Apple Store, where everything is there, everything you're looking around and you're getting to walk up and down the aisles that look super fancy with the computers, but now it's weed. And this was the first time I got to see that, but it was
the iBong.
It was like in a like back alley, like hidden place. It was just once you went inside, you're like, ooh, this is super sketchy. You walk inside, oh my god, it's a fucking spaceship. So we go in there, and my French at this point was pretty good, but my friend Joseph really took over the conversation and was just like, oh, my friend here is like a big fucking stoner. He loves weed, and he also loves to smoke different ones and talk about them. And so the guy who runs the store was the one we were talking to, and he was like, do you want to test? Do you want to test some of the weed? I was like, yeah, sure, fuck yeah. And he's like, I'll pay you 50 euro for it. I was like, I'll do it. I'll do it for, and Joseph was like, great, awesome, we'll smoke weed for 50 euros.
Sign me the fuck up.
Cut me off. I was about to say I'd do it for free, and the guy probably would have been like, awesome. Cool.
Come on, Graham. If you know you're good at something, never do it for free. Listen to the Joker. Listen to Heath Ledger's words.
I know.
R.I.P.
I know. I'm glad that I got paid the €50. It was great. It was great fun. I had a lot of fun. I got very high. That weed was good. Holy shit! I don't think my host family saw me for like 2 days.
They weren't concerned?
Oh no, they were fine. I of course kid. It was probably more like 12 hours, and that was the usual amount that I would be gone.
That's actually a pretty good story. I don't know why you were like, meh, it's not so great.
Yeah.
My name's Graham, not so great.
Yeah, well, stories are what you make of them.
And you're a storyteller. You have a whole goddamn website devoted to this.
Yeah.
So make something of it.
All right, sorry.
That's a short story right there. That's a short film right there.
That is.
Like, you could have an epic, suspenseful, like, horror lead up into, like, one of the greatest finishers of all time, where a dude just goes into, like, a spaceship and smokes weed. Fuck yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're onto something here, honestly.
I don't know what this weed shit is. It's all you. You write the story. You're the story writer.
Well, I mean, I just always include you in shit. You need a handout.
Hey. Fuck you. I just got a raise.
I know. And how is that going, sir?
Honestly, the job responsibilities hasn't really changed much at the moment.
Great. Are you a little bit more in control of what you are doing in the workplace?
As of the moment of this recording, no. It really hasn't changed much. We're supposed to sit down and kind of redraw the lines of my responsibilities with the rest of the team. That might happen tomorrow.
So there was kind of a preliminary promotion just to keep you around and then talk about what's going to change later.
I have thoughts. I also have opinions, but I won't express those on these shows because I know my fucking territory. I understand my territory when it comes to Drunk Thoughts and High Opinions. Thank you very much.
Very good. Very good.
But I do have some thoughts and opinions that I will express to you off air.
All right.
And in the meantime, still a good job. Still recording a shit ton. I get to record a line tomorrow that's packaging bags of chicken, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's
so if you ever go to the store and you see these giant pouches of chicken with the yellow ribbon at the top that says John Souls, that's the company, which is pretty tight. This is the line we're taking down to a protein conference in Atlanta, Georgia in a couple weeks. So that's pretty cool. Another fun, cool thing that happened was we needed product samples for the show. We needed like stuff to display on our shelves while we're at the show. But obviously, we're not going to put like raw meat on our shelves because it's a hot ass conference. So we just get the packaging. We'll go out to the store and we'll buy food and just take out the food part of it and just keep the package. I spent $350 today on chicken fucking nuggets.
Good Lord, sir.
But the best part is I took, it was a box, it was a box of nuggets. Think about like your standard carton paperboard box. Open up the box, took the chicken nuggets out, hot glued the carton back together to make it look all pretty. And guess who got to take them chicken nuggets home? Boom.
This bitch.
So I have a freezer fucking full of chicken nuggies right now that is going to feed me for basically 2023.
That's awesome, man.
Epic.
That sounds very good. You are going to be living like a fucking chicken nugget king.
So much my resolution of losing weight. Not gonna happen. I'm going to get fucking fat. I'm going to look like Brandon Fraser in The Whale.
Yeah. That's a strong chance with that many chicken nuggets.
It's a fuckload of chicken nuggets. Not a shit ton. Not a buttload. It's a fuckload.
An absolute fuckload of chicken nuggies.
First standard, then metric.
Yes. So, have you been paying attention at all to the Golden Globes? We don't need to talk about this for a long time. I just want to touch a little bit on
it
since it happened like last night,
Well, the first thing I'll mention is the perfect segue that you just missed, because I mentioned Brandon Fraser in The Whale, and he boycotted the Golden Globes and therefore was snuffed at the Golden Globes. So that would have been a perfect segue.
I was not aware of that. I was not aware of that at all. So
Good on you
It
for
would
being
have
up to
been
date.
if I've just fucking, like, I don't know.
I'm
There
fucking
are
with
so
you.
many fucking things to keep up with. I don't keep up with daily Brendan Fraser news, and I have only heard about
Why not? That man is a god.
I only have heard about the goal. I only realized the Golden Globes happened because a lot of the people I follow on Instagram suddenly were like, winning, or attending it, and I was like, oh shit, cool. On it, and so they were posting about it on Instagram, and that's when I realized, oh shit, the Golden Globes are happening. I was not paying attention at all.
They
It was
occurred
not
last night.
happening. Yep.
The only three, excuse me, awards that I'm aware of, and the people who won. You had, what is it, Angela Bassett? Is that her name? For Wakanda Forever, as Best Supporting Actress.
Right.
You had Michelle Yeoh as Best Actress for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Best film actress.
Yes, Best Film Actress, thank you. And then Best Supporting Actor from the same film, Everything Everywhere All at Once, was
Kiwi
Kwan. Kiwi Kwan,
right.
something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I probably butchered the name. And he gave this really fucking emotional, like, awesome speech, and he dedicated it to, like, Steven Spielberg, who, put him in Goonies all those years back, and he was Short Round and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. So,
right.
very, very fun giving him the opportunity, and to see that come full circle for him 30 some odd years after those movies, to see that man come back to the forefront of, like, the zeitgeist of pop culture is fantastic, because, like,
definitely
he is the best part of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, that shitty movie. He's the, like,
fuck you, that movie's amazing.
That's the worst Indiana Jones movie.
No, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull by far is worse.
Okay, right. Sorry. But, like, Temple of Doom before Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was the, like, outside black sheep.
You could say it's the third of the original trilogy. You'd still be wrong, but you could say that.
I will say that. I'm right. I will say it.
Because all those movies are amazing.
He did an amazing job, and I'm so glad that he's finally come back, and he's been brought back so that people can enjoy him once again. In the same
that
way.
movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Holy shit, is that a pinnacle of film?
That shows. That shows that people with such a tiny budget can do something so much more impactful than anything the MCU is doing, in my opinion. I wouldn't even call out the MCU. I would just say, like, superhero movies, or even just big budget blockbusters like Avatar and The Way of Water. Like, you can branch it out. You don't have to target Marvel. But I'm going to because I like Marvel. You know this. I like Marvel. I also have criticisms of it, just like I have criticisms of everything. I like Star Wars. I also have criticisms of it. But my problem, the reason I'm targeting Marvel is because Everything Everywhere All at Once came out within weeks of Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. So these films were naturally going to be kind of interlocked in a battle of, well, these are multiverse movies, and budget to budget, like comparing how much money was put into the production of it plus how much money was put into the marketing of it, I think that Everything Everywhere All at Once is a vastly superior movie in just about every way. In a ratio of its budget. Sure, some of its effects may not be technically as good as the ones used in Multiverse of Madness, but the way they are used are so much more impactful that you don't realize if they may look a little inferior, because they, in the context of the film, look perfect. And that's what is so great about independent filmmaking. And I think that Everything Everywhere All at Once was a inspiration to so many people out there, showing, like, you can do this with much less than you thought. It is possible.
You don't need crazy special effects. So just to put it in context, just to break down and back up what the G-Man is getting at. The estimated IMDb budget for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was $200 million.
Which is what the average blockbuster movie is costing right now.
Yeah,
the
give
average,
or take. Average out.
Sometimes they go to 400, sometimes they stay at like 50 million, but usually they're...
it floats in there somewhere. Yeah. But point being, 200 million estimated budget at box office. IMDb quote, grossing 9.5 million. Whatever. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Estimated budget, 25 million. An eighth of the cost. Now,
it is also a longer movie.
It's also much longer. Yeah. Well, how much was the time?
I'm pretty sure
2 hours, 19 minutes versus... All right, we're talking 13 minutes difference. I don't know if I would care about that much. But it made significantly less too. But I think that part of that was the marketing was film. It's an independent film, and its marketing was really bad. But I think this is one of those movies that will just take time to grow versus Doctor Strange. Everybody knows what the fuck Doctor Strange is because it's an MCU movie, but Everything Everywhere All at Once, people are like, what the hell is that? Who's it starring? Chinese subtitles? What's going on?
You put Everything Everywhere All at Once on Netflix, and that movie becomes number one
by far
for 30 weeks.
I wouldn't even no. If I were the Daniels, I wouldn't sell it to Netflix.
No. I know that's what I'm just saying. Like, because Netflix has like that very central, very easy to reach platform. That's the sort of movie where it would reach number one and stay at number one for a very long time.
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, dollars to donuts. It was an eighth of the cost. And it is just by far a superior film in almost every single way except visual effects.
Yeah.
That is the only thing Doctor Strange had more for. And that's why it had probably such a larger budget, because it had to pay for all those VFX artists.
Right.
But the story, the acting, the characters, the dialogue, the emotion, the action sequences, like the fighting hand to hand.
But think about the visual effects in Doctor Strange and the visual effects in Everything Everywhere at Once. What was more enjoyable to look at? Which of the two visual effects styles was more enjoyable to look at in the end for you?
Doctor Strange.
Well, okay. Then you're just destroying my point.
I will admit this, a little bias. I'll watch Elizabeth Olsen, do whatever she wants to John Krasinski any day of the week.
But also to
versus
be fair,
hot dog hands. I'm sorry, no.
Sure, but also Stephanie Sue, who plays the daughter, from Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She's delightful.
I mean, she's fun, but
I'd watch her any day.
But if you put her side by side with Elizabeth Olsen, I am sorry, I'm going to choose the Olsen girl.
All right,
12 out of 10 times, like. And bear in mind too, I have not seen Stephanie Sue in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I've only gotten so far in that show. I have not yet seen her. But
fair enough.
Again, you want to go side by side? I will go with Elizabeth every day of the week.
Fair enough.
Sorry,
fair enough.
Personal preferences.
Anyway,
she looks gorgeous in Doctor Strange because you could just tell she was having fun, hamming it up. And Sam Raimi did a great job. By no means am I saying the movie was bad. I'm not lowering one to raise another, to quote Kevin Smith. But you just want to go side for side, which is the better movie. Everything Everywhere All at Once takes the cake.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
And both Ke-Huy Quan and Michelle Yeoh deserve the Golden Globes that they received.
Absolutely. Michelle Yeoh especially. Both of them especially, but really Michelle Yeoh has had such a storied career, and she's like getting so much more recognition now. She's like being just she's getting a light shone on her, and it's a wonderful thing to see. Yes, she was in Witcher Blood Origin. Let me tell you something about Witcher Blood Origin, just for a moment. Okay, so
segue.
So no, just for a quick moment, because we're talking about Michelle Yeoh, and we're talking. Hold on. Because I'm saying that she does nothing but good stuff. I'm just for a moment going to say the actors in Blood Origin.
High-minded minute. Introduce the high-minded minute. Graham.
All right. This is the high-minded minute, and let's go. Woo! So, Blood Origin is just like The Witcher. It has everything going for it. It has very good visual effects. It has good, for the most part, actors. It has good production design and like for pretty good like not world building, but like those three things they have: production design, visual arts, visual effects, and actors. But the writing, I think most people can agree with me on this. Even the base Witcher show on Netflix, the writing is just okay, what?
I'm sorry. What was that?
So basically,
that better not be your O face.
So when it comes down to it, if The Witcher has A+ visual effects, acting, and production design, and B writing, Blood Origin has B visual effects, acting, and production design, and F writing. I think that we need to call an ambulance for the people who, for the executives at Netflix, first of all, who okayed this, for the writers, because they're obviously not okay. That dialogue was not working for me. The editors worked with what they had, as they always do. So, what went wrong? Well, they had Michelle Yeoh, and there's nothing wrong with that. She did a wonderful job. She killed the fuck out of every single scene she was in. Most of the actors in it, most of them chewed their fucking scenery. So it was it kind of became worrisome that they were taking such shit dialogue and actually doing something with it. So, if anything, I think just to pay respect to the actors in Blood Origin to the like 60% of them who really, really fucking worked hard, it's worth a watch to heavily criticize.
That was a lot more than a minute.
That was a lot more than a minute. I had a lot more. I had a lot to say. Sorry.
Clearly. Don't hold back. Tell us what you really think.
All right. Okay.
Uh-oh. I thought you were stretching to continue.
I wanted to. I wanted to.
I don't have enough beer.
I was thinking about it. I wanted to, but no. My back hurts, man.
All right. So we touched on the Golden Globes. Is there anything else you want to discuss there?
The Banshees of Inisherin, which won Best Musical or Comedy, which I guess it is kind of both. Fascinating film. I highly recommend it. I don't think that you would love it. I think that you would find it interesting, though.
Yeah, I saw some previews and clips, and I thought the same. Like, I don't know if I'd enjoy this, but I feel like it'd be interesting.
I'll give you the basic rundown. Two friends who have been great friends. Think you and me. Great friends, drinking buddies for 30 years.
If we're still doing this in 30 years, Graham, we did something wrong.
Yeah. Actually, if we're doing this in 30 years, I think we'll have done something right, in my opinion. But
touche.
But so these guys have been good friends, drinking buddies for 30 years, and suddenly, out of nowhere, the older friend just stops talking to the other one. And Colin Farrell, playing the younger friend, is very upset by this and has to know why. And after much provoking, Brendan Gleeson, playing the older friend, insists that if he is harassed anymore, he'll start cutting off his fingers for every interaction he has with Colin Farrell.
A little dark, but okay.
That's the basic premise of it. He just wants to be left alone. Sir. He just wants to be left alone. And he goes about it in a very, very weird way. It's a fascinating film. I did not find it to be a comedy. It was...
it did not seem like a comedy to me when I saw the trailers.
It has funny scenes. You know what? Martin McDonagh is a very funny man. He's a very funny writer. He's a very funny director. He's a very interesting guy. But he's also not a comedian. He's not a comedic filmmaker. Have you seen In Bruges?
No, but we talked about this.
Have you seen Seven Psychopaths?
No.
Have you seen the three Billboards Outside Ebbings, Missouri?
Yes.
So these are all comedies, but they're also tragedies.
We talked about Martin McDonagh a couple episodes back.
We did.
Yeah, like there are some funny points in Three Billboards, like some stuff to kind of just balance out the seriousness of the movie. But it by no means would be classified as a comedy.
No.
Not in my book.
But that's why it's in a weird category that they put it in like musical or comedy or comedy or musical. That's weird. I'm surprised to hear that. I don't understand that category. I think that they need to find another category for films like that. Weirdly, ones that are like...
Well, first they need to separate those two, because musicals and comedies are vastly different.
Yeah, they're very different things. They need to be separated. Just because musicals are often funny does not mean that they're all comedies.
You can't compare like Les Mis to... What's a good comedy? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Sure. Or The Big Lebowski.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hard to compare those two. Like
as
much as I would love to.
The Music Man.
As much as I would love to sit here and break down the difference between Chicago and The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. Now, here's the kicker, Graham. Here's the ultimate writing challenge that I think you and I need to do. You write it, I'll produce it. The Big Lebowski, the musical.
I need like a moment to process that, like, emotionally.
Opening number. I'm the dude.
No.
No?
You will have no hand in the music, sir. I don't trust you.
Excuse me, out of the two of us, who is a professional musician? Sorry, currently a professional musician.
Oh, sorry.
Exactly. You put the hand fucking down, sir. I play my trumpet every week. You haven't touched your fucking bone in a week. In a year.
No, a week. It's just before that it was a year.
Mm-hmm. You need to play with your bone more, sir.
Yes, I do. I need to do that.
You need to take it out, rub it up and down, slide it around, see what happens.
Sir, I'm going to need you to like really reel it in with that sort of talk. We are a Christian podcast around here.
I was going to say, don't forget to lube it up first.
We're a Christian podcast around here.
Well, that's news to me, sir. I'm pretty sure an episode, a show called Drunk Thoughts and High Opinions goes against everything in the Bible.
Yeah, probably. Though you can't tell me that the people who wrote the Bible weren't smoking weed. Like, those stories are...
hashish?
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, those stories in the Bible are fucking funny, man. Dude, like a woman wants to cut her baby in half, a king wants to cut a baby in half because two women he can't decide which of two women loves the baby more. Like, what the fuck? That's fucking hilarious. And somebody has to have been on weed.
I don't think hilarious is the word you're looking for.
That's fucking yeah.
It's not the word. No,
it's
that's tragic and disgusting and horrible.
No, it's hilarious that that's the extreme that they would go to. It's like, oh, we can't decide which person to give this baby to, so we're just gonna cut it in half. We can't
need to
decide.
Redefine your definition of hilarious.
We can't decide, so we're just gonna do this. What else could we do? What if we just kept the baby? Oh, what if we just decide this woman over this woman? Oh no, well, we have to cut the fucking baby in half. That's fucking hilarious, man.
The only way that's fucking hilarious is if it's like John Belushi with a katana from Saturday Night Live, and he throws the baby up and chops it in half in midair. It's the only way that story would be hilarious.
No, that makes it weirder. That makes it really dark.
No, have you not seen that skit?
It is. I have. I don't like that skit.
What? That's John Belushi gold, sir.
I like John Belushi. That's a weird skit.
You're a weird skit. Fuck you.
I know I'm a weird skit. That's my whole thing.
Yeah. We need to find you a new coat rack, something to hang your hat on.
Well, fuck you, sir. I'm going to take my headphones and go home. Wait, I'm home.
I was going to say, you're in your fucking bedroom. Where are you going to go? You got no place to be. Except with me.
Cut a hole into the mattress. Burrow inside.
You'd still be home.
No, exactly. I'm the most central version of home.
I'll let you think about those words for a minute.
I thought about that.
Reflect upon your sins, sir.
I chose my words.
You chose them, but to tie back to Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, you have chosen poorly.
Poorly, yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
What about for the Golden Globes? Anything else happen in the Golden Globes?
Not really. Not anything that I can think of.
I know Angela Bassett had a really nice speech about Chadwick Boseman.
Oh.
With the Wakanda Forever and missing him, which is nice. That's always nice to hear. It's a shitty situation. So
yeah,
it is what it is, though.
He was a really good guy. Like, he spent a lot of time in children's hospitals working. I mean,
not even that, but just like you hear these stories about him just being an awesome person to work with.
Yeah, exactly. Very like super just helpful on set to crew members and other actors alike.
Like a friendly dude.
Yeah.
Let's see. Beyond that, you got Austin Butler as the best actor in a drama motion picture for Elvis. Have you seen Elvis yet?
I have not. I know Jeremy Allen White won for The Bear.
Yeah, I think I heard that too, which is nice to hear.
Well deserved. He fucking killed it in that show.
He was solid for sure. I'm interested to see where that show goes from where it's at.
Apparently,
I feel like it's a good setup, but I want to see the follow through.
The first act of a story is according to the creator, the first season was like a pilot season, and now the second season is where the show is really picking up.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see where they go. I can see the show going for like a 5 or 6 season arc.
I don't know if I give it that much, but sure, why not?
At least I can see
best
it going
actor
for
in a
at least
musical
4.
or comedy TV series. Sorry,
I can see it going for at least 4. I don't. If season 1 was a pilot season, I see it going for at least 4 seasons. Then
that's fair. I could almost see that. Almost.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got on this. Best director, Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans, which I think you got to watch. Elvis is good, man. If you liked anything by Baz Luhrmann in the past, definitely check out Elvis.
Abbott Elementary won for best comedy series.
Let's see. Quinta Brunson, best actress in a musical or comedy TV series. Oh, and musical or comedy TV series, Abbott Elementary. Yep, you're right.
I got to watch that show with Spencer and Madison over the uh, winter celebrations, and it's a really good show. I think that you need to check it out because obvious reasons.
Tyler James Williams also won Best Supporting Actor in a TV series, musical, comedy, or drama from Abbott Elementary. So, yeah, got a couple of recognition, which is nice.
What about the drama shows?
What about them? What do you want to know?
I need to pull up a list.
Director of movie, original score, animated feature, supporting actor, actress, actor, foreign film. Ryan Murphy won the Carol Burnett Award. I have no idea what that's for. Drama TV series. You had House of the Dragon, The Crown, Better Call Saul, Ozark, and Severance. With House of the Dragon winning.
Very annoyed that House of the Dragon won. Like, it was good and all, but like not that good. I think it should have been like neck and neck between Better Call Saul and Severance, honestly. Like,
have you watched Ozark yet?
I have not seen that show, but
do yourself a favor, go watch Ozark. If you're looking for something in the same vein as like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, Ozark will scratch that itch.
Okay.
Especially now that you can kind of binge the whole story. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying Ozark is rightly in the contention.
Better Call Saul has spent 6 seasons being the best goddamn show on television.
According to you.
According to most people.
Also,
who take the time to watch that show.
A big old asterisk over this entire fucking episode, Graham. The Golden Globes are bought.
Oh, I know.
That is the general Hollywood consensus. The Golden Globes are pretty much bought by like the Foreign Press Association or some bullshit like that. Like, they are not quite earned as much as you might think, like an Oscar,
I know,
or things like that, or an Emmy. So, just
the amount of dick sucked and the amount of fucking money spent to get these awards is horrendous.
Compare HBO to AMC's wallets. That's kind of what you have to go with here.
But I still want to criticize, because the more we criticize,
that's fine,
the more it's out there that they're shit and they're not making the right decisions. They should take the money,
keep in mind,
and then make the right decision anyway. And then people are like, wait, what the fuck? You
think people make the right decision?
No.
Anytime?
Like,
no.
You know what would be really funny? You know what would be really funny is if like all of the other shows gave them money, gave them like lots of money and stuff, and then they gave it to the one show that didn't give them money, and then all the shows are like, hey, what the fuck? We had a deal. That would be hilarious to me.
Yeah. That would be hilarious. I grant you. Never will happen, but I grant you that would be fucking funny.
Yes. And speaking of people who are being bought out or you know, their dicks are being sucked so well that, you know, people don't care. Warner Brothers defending Ezra Miller as much as they are is so weird.
Of course you're going to go down this road.
So, okay.
No, go down it. This will be fun.
I was thinking about it today. I was like, what could they possibly, what possibly could they be thinking about this? What is it? And I realized, oh, do these executives have like this weird, like, non-binary fetish? Do some of these executives that have a lot of power have like this fetish that he has is able to provide for them?
They are able to provide for them.
Sorry. They are able to provide for them. Yeah, sorry. That just kind of made me think about that today, because I couldn't think of any other reason that they would defend this person that hard. there's no reason unless it's like nepotism, but Ezra Miller is not related to any of the people like there.
Not that we know of.
Like he has apparently had like cultish like tendencies in the past. Like people have started to want to follow him in a cultish way. Has he given them like really fucking good weed or like LSD or something or mushrooms? Has he taken them on like the most amazing trips?
Not everybody smokes as much weed as you do.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, it's not a currency used by the modern world as much as you might want it to be.
That's fair. That's fair.
Now, you do have a strong point, though. Like, in a world where you got movies that come out like Black Adam, you got movies that don't come out like Batwoman, you got James Gunn in charge of the DCU, you know, the cinematic universe created by DC Comics. Like, what has to be going on in those conversations that they're like, all right, we're going to cancel this movie. We're going to stop using Henry Cavill as Superman. We're going to do this, that, and the other thing. But we're still keeping this, like this fucking psychopath who's broken into homes, has threatened people, and done some really stupid shit. And they say, no, we're going to keep that movie. Like, that's the movie we have. Like, the Flash movie has to be like the biggest pot of gold they're hanging their hat on, and it just makes no sense because like I don't know, like is it going to flashpoint and restart all the universes? Is that what they're doing to try to use it as like a clean slate movie or what?
Yeah, I don't know.
It boggles my brain that like The Rock pushed for a Black Adam movie for 10 years. He finally got it, and it's a solid flick. Is it good? But is it fun? Yes. Could it go somewhere? Definitely. And you got Shazam, which is also a fun, campy, Marvel-esque movie in the DCU. They're about to come out with a sequel, so it's like you got something there. They had a perfectly good Batwoman movie or Batgirl movie that they just were like, we're going to take the tax credits on that and fuck that movie over for whatever reason. And then you got a great fucking Superman and Henry Cavill, and James Gunn says, we're going to nix that dude. And then does that mean we're bringing in Robert Pattinson as Batman? Like, what are we doing with that dude? And like Ben Affleck was supposed to be in The Flash as well as Michael Keaton. Like, what are we doing with those Batmen? I don't fucking know. So it seems really fucking weird.
Yeah, I think
they're pushing to keep this movie alive when they've canceled so much of the other DCU.
You know what it could be? It is that like this movie will like allow them to reset everything, and they're just trying to hold on to him until the movie's released, and then they can separate from him. That could be a thing.
That's the general consensus that I've heard too.
I don't know.
Like I've heard that rumor, and I believe that's the case. But at the same time, if you're Ezra Miller and you're just doing whatever the fuck you want, if you heard that news, what's to stop you from just going? Like, what's keeping him clean? What's keeping him? Because they say, oh, we're keeping this movie on track because Ezra Miller has changed they've made a change for the better. They're keeping themselves in line. They're clean, sober, and they're not doing this, that, and the other thing. Everything's been hanging on this Ezra Miller, and they say that they've been doing better, and that's why the movie's still in the slate. But unless they're doing without his knowledge, I don't know. If I was Ezra Miller and found out that they were just gonna fuck off with my continuity, I'd be like, fuck all y'all. I'm going to go break into another home in Vermont and fuck over people in Hawaii. Why not?
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
Like they're going to be done with my paycheck once that movie drops, which God knows whenever that's coming out.
God.
So,
yeah.
But at the same time,
what would be funny is if it just never came out.
Yeah, they just keep pushing it back.
What if it just never ever comes out, and they just eventually shelve it? They're like, we can't release it. It's not good.
It's unwatchable.
It's unwatchable.
No, you know what? That'd be amazing, because you know what's in its final season right now. Filming in Vancouver.
What?
Jesus Christ, do I have to spell it out for you, dude?
What
The
is
Flash
filming?
TV series is
right.
filming.
God.
Grant Gustin is in Vancouver right now with the amazing Stephen Amell
for like the
and
9th
they're
episode.
filming season 9 of The Flash.
Yeah.
That'll be the final season of that show. So wouldn't it just be the fucking cat's ass, bee's knees, all end all be all fuck you to Ezra Miller that like at the end of that movie they erase his timeline and they brought in Grant Gustin to be the DCU's new
I've
Flash.
been wanting that for fucking 8 years. Grant Gustin is
everybody
a really
has
good,
join the fucking
really
party,
fucking
bro.
Good Barry Allen. Like Stephen Amell was an okay Oliver Queen. Like that's not. That's
fuck
not
you. He was amazing. Well, no, I take that back. He was a good. He was a good character in the show. Like I liked the portrayal of what he was given. It was they wrote Oliver Queen basically as a pseudo Bruce Wayne.
They did the opposite of what the character is supposed to be. Bruce Wayne, when his family dies, becomes sad, lonely, and like depressed. And when Oliver Queen loses his entire family, he is sad and lonely, but he puts on a happy face and he puts on a smile and he goes out and saves people and fights crime and shit. Like
what Batman comic you're reading where he's depressed all the time? Like he's actually the Bruce Wayne ego is a playboy.
Yes, he's a playboy. Yes, but his like inner thoughts are very, very depressed and shit. And Oliver Queen was created as kind of like a happy-go-lucky kind of.
He was created he was created with basically the same origin story as Batman. He was supposed to be a Batman copycat, just with the markings of Errol Flynn as Robin Hood.
Exactly.
I've read the first Green Arrow comics.
Same. I've read most of the Green Arrow comics. I became a really big Green Arrow fan and sought them out, and so I've read most Green Arrow comics, except for the ones that have come out in like the last 3 years. But
you read Kevin's?
I did read Kevin's. Those were good.
Quiver?
I really liked Quiver. That was when I was living in France. But yeah, I really liked Arrow. I thought that show was really good. Stephen Amell was really good. Green Arrow.
He was good for what they gave him.
Yeah, exactly.
The character was written different.
Yeah, the character was written.
They couldn't use Batman, so they made a new Batman.
Yeah. Whereas with the Flash, they actually knew what to fucking write. A character who's kind of dim but smart at the same time, like that fun dichotomy.
He was a nerd.
He's a nerd. That fun dichotomy.
He's a charming nerd.
And
but I love Stephen Amell, especially when it was Stephen Amell and Grant Gustin on the screen at the same time in those early years. They had such a great back and forth.
Oh my god, there were times where I was like, can't this just be the show? Can't this both of their shows?
The crossovers were amazing.
Can't the crossovers just be constant, please? Can't they be like every other episode or something?
But anyway, back to the point, because you're not wrong, but that won't go anywhere. They're filming season 9, so like, can you imagine a world where that movie ends with Ezra Miller being like dusted Thanos style, and they bring in Grant Gustin?
Bring in all the CW people that they like.
Well, they've can't like the CW verse is dead officially. They're done. They are done with all
Black
the
Lightning
CW. Black Lightning is done. Stargirl, I think, is maybe still going, but that's not technically an Arrowverse show.
Supergirl is gone.
Yeah, Melissa Benoist is done. Legends of Tomorrow is done. I mean, Matt Ryan as Constantine was great. Bring him into a film, even like you could
so hard.
Like
they
at this point,
like 5 shows going. My God,
they had so many shows, and they're mostly good. Batwoman, they had Batwoman for a while.
Oh right.
With first with Ruby Rose, and then the other girl that I'm sorry I don't quite remember her name.
Yeah,
but like
I never watched the show.
They had that going on. So like you could totally take them. Let's see. I'm just pulling up the name because I felt bad. Javisha Leslie is her name. You could totally, like, I could see a world. I don't know if James Gunn will do it, because James Gunn, as much as I love the man, he's more creative than this. Like, I don't see him copping out to that. But I could see a world where, like, his universe incorporates those actors into that world. Like, a lot of those actors, bringing them into the film world, which is where a lot of them probably want to go.
Right.
You know, like, bring them in for an episode, or not an episode, but like a show, a movie here or there, as like side characters or cameos or something.
Right.
It could happen. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I think
that would be cool.
So
I think that they are going to do, like, they already had Ezra Miller show up at one point in the Flash, the CW Flash, didn't they? So they've already established
crossover
that.
crisis.
Yeah. So I think that they're probably going to have in the Flash movie Grant Gustin show up, almost definitely, because they're going to have like multiple versions of him. Come on, it's a Flash movie, and they're going big. There's going to be multiple versions of him.
If they brought in John Wesley Shipp and Grant Gustin and even
any of the voice actors they've ever had have put them in a suit.
Yeah. Or they've, the Flash show has brought it together its own entourage where it's got like Kid Flash and like his daughter and his son and stuff like that, Bart and whatnot. So like they could bring in a bunch of Flashes from that show if they wanted. And John Wesley Shipp was the Flash back in the 90s.
Right.
Which is another reason why I thought that show was so fantastic, how they tied it together.
Yes, yeah.
They even brought back Mark Hamill as the Trickster, for fuck's sake.
That was fun. Those episodes were really good. I watched, I think, up until the end of season 6 or 5. I forget which villain I fell off with, but I remember wanting to see Godspeed, but we never. I don't. I think they did it after. I stopped watching.
You're like season 5, because Godspeed was in there a couple of times. He starts as like a minor, inconsequential villain, and then they bring him back to become more of a nuisance. And he's voiced by what's his name? The dude from Jurassic Park. The doctor from Jurassic Park.
Jeff Goldblum.
What I'm talking about.
Goldblum.
The doctor.
I don't know. I'm forgetting.
They brought him back for, he was in the original, and then he came back for the new ones.
I know Sam Neill.
B.D. Wong.
Oh, B.D. Wong. Oh.
B.D. Wong.
Right.
He voices.
That's the character you're talking about.
Godspeed, which is interesting because he also voiced Hugo Strange in Arkham City.
Oh, right. I remember that. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. He didn't voice he didn't voice Hugo Strange. He was Hugo Strange in Gotham.
You're drunk, sir.
Maybe, but my fact still stands that he played. B.D. Wong played Hugo Strange in Gotham.
You're wobbling. That's why I say you're drunk. Wow, and you just downed that fucking beer.
No, I got one more.
I'll take your word for it. Anyway,
it's a fact. Don't take my word for it. Look it up, bitch.
I can see this. The reason they're holding on being that it felt weird that, like, why is this the hill that they're willing to die on? You know.
For Ezra Miller?
For Ezra Miller. That was the thing that kept getting to me. I was like, why this person? Why this problematic person? There are so many other people in this world who are equally talented and not fucking problematic. Why this? Why them? Why them?
Yeah, again, it's not like he's it's not like they're a brilliant fucking actor. They're not Shakespearean. Granted, I did enjoy Ezra Miller a lot more in the Snyder cut of Justice League. I enjoyed him a lot more. because they got a lot more screen time. It made more sense. Like you got a little more used to them versus the Justice League with Joss Whedon. Like I didn't like Ezra Miller in that one, but I did like them in Justice League and the Snyder Cut. And I thought, okay, like I could see this person doing more. But then, it's like they're so problematic. They're doing all these fresh reboots of movies, or not reboots, but like they're taking it a new direction. Why keep them around? Like, what does this movie have? That's my curiosity point is, what does this movie have that's so fucking pivotal that it has to be kept around? That when we lost Batgirl, when we lost Henry Cavill, and when we lost The Rock, and the same goes for Shazam. What's happening with Shazam and the Fury of the Gods movie? What's going to happen there?
Yeah, honestly, and I've been following that with like the Rock drama and all that, and I'm just wondering, like, he seems to have pissed off a lot of people, because he just so. Have you heard about how The Rock likes to refer to him as franchise Viagra?
No, I have not heard.
So
I haven't heard that.
So The Rock for years has referred to himself as franchise ever since he was on, I think it was the Fast and the Furious, when he went on Fast 5, and then he was on what was the then when he did Welcome to the Jungle, the Jumanji movie.
The Jumanji movies, yeah.
That's when he was like,
can you call two a franchise? Come on.
But I think he had done several in between as well. But he started calling himself franchise Viagra. But the thing is, he's tried to pick up so many fucking franchises over the years, and they've all been terrible. And he's only had like a few successful ones. Do you remember that movie Rampage? I think it was.
It was Rampage, and it was based on the old Nintendo, the old gaming video game.
Like 3 years ago, came out.
Longer than that, but I do know you're referring to.
Yeah, and like that movie felt like it was going to be this fucking epic, like make a franchise, and then it just never went anywhere, and like probably lost a lot of money. Like he keeps appearing in movies thinking that he's going to be cool, and just because he's there, it's going to be awesome. And that's just not the reality. Like, and I don't think he's loved by as many people as he thinks, or like he's loved by a lot of people, but that's not enough people who are interested to like go see the shitty movies, or go and watch them multiple times. You know, he doesn't make movies that are bad. He doesn't make movies that are good. He makes movies that are like, oh, this was a nice one-time watch, and I don't think I'll watch it again. You know, that's what I think of most movies with The Rock in them, like Red Notice. I don't think I'll ever watch that movie ever again.
No, but instead he shows up to set and just goes, "What can I say? You're welcome."
Ha ha ha!
And then walks
very
away.
Good. Ha ha! Very very funny.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Yeah. So that's.
Oh, come on! That was fucking clever, and you know it. Get fucked.
I'm chuckling. Ha ha ha! I just don't want. I don't want to give you too much credit. I don't want you getting inside your own head. You're already too arrogant.
Fuck you! I'm amazing.
All right, you're up here. I'm gonna need you down here. Not
Who's
too much.
Just listening. Graham's hand didn't move very much, so I don't know what his problem is.
God damn it!
Hey-o.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Well, anyway, that's my opinions for the week. I don't know if I have any more in me.
I am quite sure you do, sir.
Then prompt me.
Your text messages say different.
Prompt me. Oh, right. Oh.
Prompt you? Oh, shit. Buckle up, Buttercup. Let's see. If you refer to someone's penis as the Tower of London, you're implying it's a chode.
This is true because have you ever seen
This was a text, a literal text the high host sent to me randomly. No pretext, no context, no nothing. I am in my car driving and it says, you got a text from Graham. So I hit the little button on my car. And so I get Siri to read it out to me. And literally I get the fucking Graham said, if you refer to someone's penis as a Tower of London, you're implying it's a chode. Do you want to reply now? Like, no, I don't want to fucking reply. What the fuck are you talking about?
I didn't know that Siri read it out for you. That's amazing.
How dare you put those words in Siri's mouth? Siri's a saint.
Hey, you're the one who chose to have Siri read my words.
I'm driving, you asshole. What do you want me to do? Read your texts?
I didn't know you were driving. Well, anyway, to explain why I said that, have you ever seen a photo of the Tower of London?
Maybe in history class, like 15 years ago when I was a young'un.
Look it up, and while you do, I'll explain why I said this. So, Prince Harry went on and had an interview with Stephen Colbert, a long interview explaining things. And at one point, they started listing off different words or things to refer to your penis as, and Stephen Colbert said, "Your Tower of London." And Prince Harry's face was fucking priceless as he was just like, good God, I have never heard that one before. And
for the record, it looks nothing like a penis.
It doesn't, exactly.
Mine's more Leaning Tower of Pisa, but that's a whole other story.
Fair. But when I heard that, I thought it was... when I heard that, I was like immediately thinking, if you were to call somebody's penis refer to somebody's penis as the Tower of London, you're implying that it's a chode, right? Because look at that thing.
No, I refuse to look at a chode or the Tower of London ever again. Like, what? What weed are you smoking?
My bag. So right now I am smoking.
He has a bag, folks. This looks like a bag you get tea from.
It's a giant bag. 14 grams.
No, I beg to differ, sir.
It's OS Kush Legendary Larry. Hybrid.
My tea bags look very similar. Just saying.
No, I think that looks very... Yeah, it does.
They do.
Well, OS Kush, Legendary Larry, Hybrid Indica, Dominant Flower.
That's certainly a string of words.
Oh, that's funny. I think Legendary Larry is the French name. OS Kush is the English. Legendary Larry.
Why would they give you the French and the English name?
Because it's Canada.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. You got me there. I'll give you that. Lawyered. Yeah, admitted. I withdraw.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my office.
Would it be a courtroom?
No, in this context.
Lawyered!
No, in this context, it's my office.
You're not the judge, though.
No.
We would only be in the judge's office, and you're not the judge, so
we're two lawyers in an office, in like an office discussing before going to the court. So get the fuck out of my office.
Whatever, Saul. Sigh.
Sigh.
Sigh. You're the reason why I drink.
You're the reason I fucking smoke.
No, I'm not. You will smoke regardless.
Yes, but you're the reason I smoke.
I'm the reason you smoked for the last hour. That's for sure.
Yes, that's true.
But let's call it an hour at that, folks. We've talked Golden Globes. We've talked I don't know. What the fuck did we talk about?
We talked a lot about a kind of spider web of topics branching from the Golden Globes. Let's think of it like that and be done with it. We'll call this this episode the spider web.
Walking through the spider web. No. Never heard that song,
No.
Spider Webs?
I haven't.
You heard this little no-name girl. I wouldn't believe you never heard of her, but she's called Gwen Stefani.
Yes.
Yeah, it was one of her like biggest hits back in the early 90s when she was in a ska band.
Okay.
Most people forget Gwen Stefani got her start in ska. Thank you very much.
All right.
And then she went rogue and went to country music, marrying what's his nut.
What's his nut? He only has one?
I don't fucking know. I don't pay attention to that.
Fair enough.
But he's a country singer. That's all I know, and I don't care. So anyway, walk through the spider web, listen to our episode, or don't. We don't care.
Most people won't.
But for now. Most people won't, but I know Graham's mom will.
No.
Hi, Graham's mom.
Oh, God. She would never listen to any of this. Are you fucking kidding me? Hell no. She'd be done after fucking 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's how I met her, too.
All right, we're done with this now. Corey, where can we find you? Where can we find you online?
Oh, where can you find me? I don't fucking know. Social media, I guess. Facebook, Instagram, MySpace. At Roxyboy, ROKESYBOY. You can find random pictures of me and my girlfriend Hannah. I'm hoping to publish a little bit more of my Delcor work onto my social media going forward, now that I'm the official marketing videographer. And some really cool shenanigans going on there. It's just tricky because some of the companies we work for, they're like, please don't show our product on your public videos. Thank you very much. But I did just finish editing a video for a coffee machine that is pretty cool. So I'm hoping to put that out there publicly. And I did do a video series, on all of the industries that my company is involved in. And I did the voiceover work on 15 out of the 16 videos in that series. So if you want to hear my sultry voice a lot more, I can start linking those to my social media. And I'm sober for these, believe it or not, folks. So
very cool.
Keep an eye out for those.
Well, if you ever need somebody to, if you ever need to outsource your voice work, you can just call me because I like to do voice work all the time.
Why do you get like a country accent when you do that?
I don't know why. When I get right into the microphone, I don't know why, but I just immediately feel the need to speak in a southern drawl. What is that?
You put on that southern drawl and it almost sounds like you got a massive underbite.
What is that? Why do I do that?
I don't fucking know. That's what I'm asking you.
I don't know. God. You're asking the wrong questions to the wrong person. I don't know why I do the things I do.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Yeah. Well,
but the things you do, whatever they are, where can we find those things you do?
Well, you can find the weird and mad things I do subsequently at mad-musings.com. My short stories, my shorter stories, my poetry, my photographs, along with my shorter stories. You're going to find some historical short stories coming soon, as well as an addition to my biography, which will be a photo essay about my writing process. So keep an eye out for that coming soon in the next few weeks. And then you can find me also at outrageous_creation on Instagram. I don't really post much except about Mad-Musings, so you might as well just go there. So yeah, that's us for the week.
I want to take a hot minute and call out Graham on his mad-musings.com website about the author. There's a wonderful picture of Graham, black and white, very thematic, very artsy. And then there's a nice quote right underneath it by Graham himself. People who remember their own quotes are assholes. You are a pretentious douche. I'm just putting that out there. Do with it what you may. You're a pretentious douche.
What? I knew I had to put a quote there. I was like, I don't know what to put there, so fuck it.
I mean, it's an original quote. I'll give you that. That's the only thing going for it. It's certainly original.
Okay, fuck you.
What the fuck is this? Oh my god. People who remember their own quotes are assholes. Graham Stepnowski, 2022.
I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're just also an asshole.
In my own way.
Yep. On that note, have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week on Drunk Thoughts and High Opinions. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.